Mike Hosking Breakfast, 6 to 9 weekdays on Newstalk ZB.
G'day there. The government has got a twofold problem messing with petrol. One, it sets a precedent and a dangerous one, given you won't really notice it, given petrol is so fluid in price. Savings can be eaten up on any given day. And if and when the day comes, oil drops, all of a sudden you don't see the savings because you already banked them at another time. It's the lesson in false economics, of course. There is no free lunch. Someone, somewhere is always paying. And two, if it's good enough for petrol, why not everything else that's going through the roof as far as prices are concerned? See, in Australia, where petrol's going up in price, but to nowhere near the extent it is here, they can fiddle with the excise because they don't have inflation like we do. Because their economy is more robust, other prices aren't through the roof. We're already at 5.9% inflation, right? And most banks think it's going to hit 7 to 7.5%. Australia is 3.5%. The Reserve Bank there thinks maybe 4%. Very big difference. So given that, their government isn't under the same sort of pressure to do more beyond petrol. Now, the trouble for the government here is most of this is, of course, of their own making, and as such, you can't hide. You can obfuscate, like the Prime Minister did last week, pretending it wasn't a crisis. I note enough people clearly got to her over the weekend, suggested she might like to rectify that, so at least there is now official acknowledgement there is indeed a cost of living crisis. But what you won't get, despite the fact it's also true, is that they did it to themselves and by definition to us. They will tell you, oh, it's all over the world and we can't help it. We know better, of course. Fruit and veggies up 17%, food in general up 6%. Confidence at multi-year, if not multi-decade lows. Spending in February absolutely cratered, fell off a cliff. $640 million wasn't spent. So what are they going to do? The answer? Nothing. They can fiddle with the petrol tax, but that is a very small band-aid when you have fundamentally undermined the economy with a fire hose of printed money handed out to all and sundry, whether they needed it or not. At some point, the bill is going to arrive and some medicine is going to need to be taken. Look around the world. Look around the world. How many countries, how many of our trading partners are going into recession this year?
The Mike Hosking Breakfast, 6 to 9 weekdays on Newstalk ZB.